Yay. Hi, everybody. Wave.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Demon Plague. My name is James Introcasso. I am your dungeon master. It is very awesome to have all of you here. And we are going to play a little happy, fun time Dungeons and Dragons game right now. I go by he, him. And let's go around and meet the people at the table. First, let's start with our guest. Sam, tell us who you are, but we'll get to who you're playing after we start the game.
Oh, okay. Hey everyone. I am Sam. I go by she, her, and you can find me at Samwise_GameG. Pretty much anywhere I exist on the internet, and I'm super excited to be playing with everybody today.
Woo! It's super awesome to have you here. We're very excited. And Rudy Basso, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Rudy Basso, he, him. I am playing Rain Bowie, a human monk who is level 11 and loves to punch a thing. And I'm so excited to finally be going to the House of Chaos.
I know it's a true dream come true for you. The House of Chaos. We're finally there. Lauren, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. You might know me as Obo Crazy online. I am playing Rock the Arakoko Rogue, and she's just gonna make fun of the House of Chaos even while it's killing her, because who makes a house full of chaos?
Excellent question. Excellent question. And TK, who are you and who are you playing?
I'm TK, I'm Dayden, and I've never been to Chuck E. Cheese. I thought it was about roller skating, but it's apparently not. I looked it up on the internet. There's no roller skating. I thought there were roller skates. I don't know why. I'm playing Isabel, halfback, the level 11 half-orc fighter battle master. She's kind of wondering why we're making fun of the House of Chaos since we apparently own Fort Kickass. None of us, and a punching kickatorium.
Those are both great names.
Because everybody wants to be at Fort Kickass.
But I feel like if we'd had the chance, we would have named it the House of Chaos and made her a little jealous.
Agreed.
It might
You can still name it the Fort of Chaos. It can be renamed.
Nobody wants to be at a chaos fort. Everybody wants to be where you kick ass.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that, TK, that pointing out that about the names. So excellent inspiration for you. Robert, who are you and who are you playing?
Hey, I am Robert Adigi. I am playing Torsten Alehand, an 11th level total, 7th level divination wizard, and 4th level cleric of Eldath. And excellent. I'm him.
Excellent. Well, it is awesome to have you all here. We are going to get playing in just a moment, but first I want to remind our audience who is watching on the Don't Split the Podcast Network channel that you can influence the outcome of this game with bits. You can, like Josh Long, buy a failure for me, the Dungeon Master, or you could buy an auto success for one of the players. You can buy healing potions, that sort of thing. And you can also go right ahead and get an NPC named after you. So all of that is very exciting. Last time on the Demon Plague, you all were in Elebrin's retreat, where you faced a necrotic tangle, a big mass of undead plants. The party then turned towards the House of Chaos after they received a Jade Gauntlet, which was the spell component they needed. The House of Chaos is an ancient temple built by an old civilization of goblinoids that worshipped a chaotic god named Gartelmak, who the goblins thought would save them from the Demon Plague. You have since learned that Gartelmak is another name for Zancrown, the mighty plague demon who started the plague in the first place. A new cult of Gartelmak has taken up residence in the House of Chaos, where more components you need for a ritual to stop Zancrown are. And that we picked up with you all looking down on the canyon where Gartelmak is where the House of Chaos, I'm sorry. We picked up on you all looking at the entrance of the House of Chaos. It was a brass door down in a canyon where there's a bunch of switchbacks. And we are going to pause on our heroes for a second to take a look at a different hero. Also observing the same entrance is, well, why don't you tell us, Sam, who else is observing this entrance to the House of Chaos at the moment?
Oh, well, there is a little halfling woman with yellow blonde hair, braided on the sides and like tied back in this big like thick bun. And she's got a big shield on one hand and is holding a staff in the other, and wearing really dirty, kind of grungy scale mail and yellow and green clothing. Looks like she's probably been like digging in dirt a lot, maybe, or something. There's like little like twigs and leaves and like feathers like stuck in her hair, like she was like crawling through a bush or something. And she's just kind of looking up, at the door and trying to figure out what to do next.
Excellent. So, and you noticed that on this ledge overlooking the door, you can see a human monk who is wearing a shirt that looks easy to take off, is standing there, along with a wizard, a short half orc, and a bird person, as well as a very great carpet, a really nice, well-made rug that is doing cartwheels following the party behind. So you can see all of that before you as you are looking at this door as well. You immediately recognize that the one of the humans, not the one wearing the easy to take off Hulk Hogan shirt, but a person who looks like they're wearing some robes, might be a person of the cloth, is actually wearing a holy symbol of not of Elebrin, I'm sorry, of Eldath. Wow, I don't know where my brain is this morning. So yes, you can see they're wearing a holy symbol of Eldath, a good god of nature and life. Let's see. So yeah, so that is what you can see. Are you hidden right now?
No, Daisy is absolutely just kind of standing right there in the middle of everywhere, like clinking in her noisy scale mail.
All right, so all of you can also see this halfling who is off to the side, several feet away, looking down at the House of Chaos as well.
Hi, are you here for chaos too?
Oh, hi. I don't know. Have any of you seen another halfling about my height coming around here? He should be around here somewhere.
No, you're the first one that we have seen since we came from the other place.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Are you going inside?
Yeah, I think so. It's not such a good idea, but we're gonna do it anyway because, we have to save the world. Are you going in too? You need to save the world?
I mean, I was just looking to save my brother, but what's going on with the world?
Oh, big world stuff.
Like you do, yeah. Okay.
But your brother go in there by himself? That seems like, I think it's a bad idea to go in and we're going in and there's like a bunch of us.
No, my brother's kind of not the brightest. So he gets into trouble a lot, and I think somebody must have tricked him or paid him to come here or do something. So I gotta get him. I just gotta get him back home.
What are your brother's thoughts on Gartelnock? Have you heard him say that name before?
I don't know, DM, have I?
You haven't heard your brother say that name before, but you have heard that name before. when your caravan was crossing the people who took your brother. Talked about Gartelmac quite a bit, and seemed to treat this as a deity name.
Okay. All right. Well, not until those weird people came by. He's a pretty gullible kind of person. So they came by and were talking about how great this Garlmac is, and I mean, I've been trying really hard to get him to turn to the light of Shantea, but he just believes these people so much faster than anything I've ever said, and then he was gone, and I just got to get him back home.
No, that's the guy that wants to ruin the world.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then if you got my brother, then yeah, I'm gonna stop him too.
Are we bringing her with us? I mean, it
Yeah,
seems like...
yeah, your brother might be in like super trouble right now.
Yeah.
He might be being sacrificed to an evil god right now. So, FYI, just so you know.
Okay, well, that's pretty intense even for him. Okay. All right. Well, Fontea willing, we will be able to strike down this evil and save the world. We should probably maybe get going, I guess.
Yes, agreed.
As just an aside, does Rock believe everything she says?
Seems pretty genuine.
Yeah,
to me.
Torsten is going to kind of finger his ring of truth telling as she's kind of telling us all of this and sort of kind of judge her story.
My shield does have a like a big symbol of Shantea on it, for what that's worth.
What is Shantea the god of?
Nature
harvest.
and like agriculture. Yeah, the harvest.
Yeah, like
Uh,
Demeter.
You all can make insight checks if you want.
Cool.
Um,
Welcome,
check
guest. We don't trust you.
I would love to fail this.
Standing right outside of this
I could
room.
play
Loud
just like
I wouldn't trust
Ravenloft.
anything.
Oh no, they're all gonna know I secretly serve Lolf.
Right.
I do.
So at 22, Torsten got a 22.
I also got a 22.
Okay, so you are pretty sure that every word she has said so far is true.
No waste of a good bowl.
Oh.
I mean, Jay, I'm glad you cool, but
It's what my character would
You
do.
didn't have to roll.
I could have been murdering someone.
Okay, you should come with us because then you can help us with the killing of the people who want to end the world, and we can help find your brother before they kill him.
Okay, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much. My name is Davy.
Daisy.
Hello, Daisy. I'm
Hello.
Torsten. This is Isobel, Rain, and Rock.
Hi, it's so nice to meet all of you. And like looking up at everybody.
The rug is
Oh,
looks
jeez.
like waving and then looks
And wind. This is
indignantly at
wind.
you,
Sorry.
Torsten.
Rain, wind. Yes.
And the rug is going to come over. It's a rather large rug, especially for the size of a halfling. It looks like it could wrap up a full-grown human. So this rug comes over and extends one of its tassels as if it were trying to shake your hand, and reaches down with the tassel towards you, Daisy.
I'll take it very nervously.
Okay.
And the rug has
and-
a holy symbol of Eldath emblazoned
Oh.
on.
Oh yes.
That makes me feel a lot better.
And when the other thing that the two of you would be able to know with the 22 insight check is that Daisy looks extremely competent as far as skills go. It looks like they are a person who is aware of their surroundings and well trained, and so you're able to know that this is not like some inexperienced farmer trying to rescue their brother. This is someone who has some skills.
I got skills.
So speaking of skills, I will kind of look at Daisy, and she's got a bunch of Shantae holy symbols kind of emblazoned everywhere. So I'll ask. I'll say, "Are you a follower of Shantae?"
Oh yes, ever since I was little, I was pretty much raised by her followers. Me and my brother. He didn't really follow her light the same way though. I see you are adorned in the symbol of Eldath. That is beautiful. It is wonderful to meet a fellow lover of nature and
Yes. Well, this place, unfortunately, is the opposite of what we hold true. We are here seeking. What are we actually seeking here? The what specific
Mushrooms.
mushrooms? Yeah, I just want to say
Five-
Ferengi. What are they?
Yeah. 5 pound of. I think they are Ferengi.
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 I was going to say, James, you might have a
Right.
lawsuit on your hands if that's Ferengi. You got to go revise that book.
And they are 5 pounds of purple Ferengi mushrooms. Whatever
Alright.
those are.
Hmm.
Hopefully they are small and we need a lot of them instead of like one big one. That would be weird.
That would be
Why
weird.
do you need so many of these mushrooms?
Honestly,
Saving the world.
Save, yeah, ritual, just save the world and stop
Oh,
evil god.
okay.
Yeah.
The component for the ritual.
Do I
It sounds insane when you tell someone, so let's
Do I know
play that
anything
down.
about like Ferengi mushrooms?
Yes, actually. So those are you would know those are a rare mushroom that typically grow in moist underground places, places that are damp. Sorry for anybody who hates that word. So yeah, so places that are wet and don't have a lot of light. They grow in this region, typically under the glacier. You have heard explorers talk about coming back with them, but the glacier's gone now, so it's pretty easy to get some underground stuff.
Okay.
What are they used for usually when they're harvested?
So that is a great question. They can be used actually as a psychedelic.
Oh,
Yeah.
this campaign took a change.
I'm just saying, mushrooms would explain the cult, and also why I don't remember that one episode.
Yeah, so that's what they can be used for. They're, like I said, they're hard to get, so it's not like teenagers everywhere were dropping Ferengi mushrooms. There you have it. So they also are used, they can be used sort of in place of spell components. So if you can get enough, you could use some of them as in place of a diamond for a
Ooh.
resurrection.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
That's good to know.
Okay. So, House of Chaos entrances. What do I see?
So you can see that one door that is in the canyon, and that is the only entrance that you see so far.
Okay.
Should I go look for
I was
traps
gonna
or
say,
anything? Box?
yeah, maybe fly up too and see if there is anything else.
Ooh,
up
yeah, I can do that.
above. Yeah.
I'll pop. Like, what's the landscape around here? Pretty barren. I probably don't have to fly too high to take a look around.
Yeah, it's pretty barren and pretty muddy right now. Still, everything's still very wet from the giant glacier melting. So yeah, you're able to go ahead and take a look around if you want to make a perception check, Rock.
I would love to. Yeah, so I'll fly like 30, 40 feet up. Not terribly high. And perception check, that's a 22. Apparently that's all I'm rolling today. I'm okay with this.
Good day, yeah.
So Rock, when you fly up, you're able to get a wider view of the canyon and what is above and also what's sort of below in the canyon. And you actually can see it doesn't look like it would be as easy to get to for someone who doesn't have wings. But you can see there's a small cave entrance that is off to the side of the House of Chaos. There's a chance the cave could be connected to the House of Chaos.
All right.
Close enough that you could see, but it would be difficult to get to that, as opposed to the front door that sort of has the switchback that you could just walk down to get to.
Okay. And do I see guards or people coming and going or anything, any movement?
Not at the moment, no. You don't see
Okay.
any movement.
I'll fly back down, land in the mud, grimace again because feet, and go, Val, there's the front door. I can't see anybody around, but there's like this cave over there, and it's gonna be really hard for all of you to get there because it's like up and over. But it looks like it might connect to whatever this thing is. We could give it a try, or we could just go to the front door.
There might also be mushrooms in the cave. Rudy is certain that there's probably not, but Rain might think that, what if we could... I mean, it doesn't look like it's inhabited, but we know that there are followers of Gartilnak out there. So there might be people inside, so not knocking on the front door would
I wasn't going to knock. We're trying to be quiet. I was just going to go look for traps. Yeah, no. These people we sneak up on, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so this cave might have an entrance that's more sneakier. I don't know. What is everybody thinking?
So, I mean, how high is the cave, did you say?
So how high is the cave? You mean how deep in the canyon? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, what difficulty is it going to be for the rest of them to get to this thing?
Yeah, exactly.
So it looks like you would have to climb down about 50 feet to get to the entrance.
Oh, it goes down. Right. And did you notice, Rock, if there were is there a path down there or anything? And does it look used?
Did I notice that?
It does not look like there is any path down to this cave. No. So if there is a creature coming and going from this cave, it's likely flying or.
Okay. It's likely flying or a natural. Did it look like a natural hole, like an actual part of a cave?
Yeah, it looks like it was created by the earth. That it wasn't nobody mined this or carved this opening. This is just a natural opening in the side of this canyon. Now it is very eroded. The glacier and the melting has sort of created a very craggy mess, so you could try climbing down. It's not perfectly smooth or anything like that.
It's not going to be easy, but I don't think it's something that we're going to have to worry about people coming in behind us unless they fly me.
Yeah, I think it's worth. I'm voting cave. I think it's worth trying to be a little sneakier, and that's a really good point about not getting flanked if we're inside by people behind us.
Yeah.
Less likely, at least. They'd have to be flying.
Yeah. What do you think, Daisy? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think the cave is probably a good idea. Do we have enough rope to get us all down there, though? Because, I mean, I can't fly.
I imagine
my rope.
I'm a monk, which means I probably cannot take fall damage.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can fly.
I didn't. Okay.
We gotta fashion you like a wingsuit so you can intentionally jump off of things and then flying squirrel your way in.
Rudy's just writing extra stuff on his character.
This makes sense. I'm a monk.
So yeah, Rudy, I actually hear what you're saying. Right? Is you have slow fall.
I do have slow fall. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you could, if you could try to direct your body into the entrance of the cave as you slow fall. If you
I guess he could just nominate another party member to take his falling damage.
Someone get on my back. Or Daisy, you're a halfling. Get on my back. We're gonna jump. No.
Do not.
I don't know.
This is how you become friends.
What kind of armor are you wearing, Daisy?
I'm wearing scale mail.
Excellent.
And I got the big shield and heavy staff.
I mean, if you two want to try it, by all means.
No, I wouldn't.
I know exactly how that is. It really just spin in midair.
I mean, Sam is all for it.
So it looks like it's, just so you all have the total picture here, it's about 50 feet down to the cave and then another 50 feet to the floor of the canyon here. So there's the potential to fall 100 feet.
Woo!
And there is only so much I could do if you fall.
What if we?
I don't have any. I don't have any gear, any climbing gear, or anything like that.
I can't be the only person with a rope.
I have 50 feet of rope, but
I also have 50 feet of rope. Please.
Will I get inspiration if I jump down?
To use
Sure.
on your death saves.
I have significantly reduced damage from falling. Okay, I
The
jump.
answer to this is always yes.
So I tie a rope off.
I know there's 2 clerics now, but let's not get crazy.
I tie a rope off, and then I grab the end, and I bungee jump over the edge.
Okay, so what are you tying the rope off to? Because right now it's like a big.
Oh, that's
muddy
right. It's a big baron. Isabel.
But I have pee
Oh, you're
time.
tying it to me. Cool.
And don't we have the horses too?
Tie
You
it
like
to
to
dusk.
Dusk. Tie it to dusk.
Tie it to dust.
I would never. This is a lesser horse job. This is not a dusk job.
Okay, Twinkle.
Wow.
Twinkle.
I
definitely,
am.
or
I'm
Twilight
not
or
sure
whatever.
what you're saying about being comfortable tying it to Isabel, but not
Uh,
Dusk.
no.
Listen,
No,
I
it's fair.
have,
I treasure Dusk's life over mine.
we will protect dust at all. I have pitons. We can do the piton thing.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
that's
ever
probably
use
good.
them. They're like brand new, and she'll hand over pitons.
Oh, okay, great.
I feel like this is the first.
Explain
time
again to the viewers what a piton is.
So it's the thing in rock climbing that
Okay.
it looks like a giant piece of metal. I might be
Yes.
pronouncing it wrong. I've heard pitons and I've heard
I've heard Python.
I've heard
okay.
Oh,
Whatever.
a pipe.
I've heard
Sylvester,
Python.
yeah,
Jeez.
Sylvester does it to save a person.
You-
and then he
yeah,
breaks
all right.
and
It's just
that
the
person
rock's
dies, and it's
accent.
like, "Woo."
Yeah, rock's accent makes it sound like pitons. I've heard all of those things, but it's the thing that you pound into like a crack in the rock in order to do rock climbing, and that's as much as I know about rock climbing.
What's that movie?
Yeah.
Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger. Oh, that's
Ah.
oh, Piton is correct. What?
Yes, inspiration for you, Wisher X. So appreciate the lookup on that one.
And I've confirmed because I've just looked it up on dictionary.com, and I hear piton.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna super cool crane kick one of the pitons into the ground, tie a
Uh-huh.
rope off, and then as I'm just gonna leap. It's about 50 feet, right? I take 50 feet of rope and just swan dive over the edge.
So
Okay,
yeah, so you
bye.
you just sort of measure out a couple lengths.
Yeah,
by
like this is about right. See ya.
Okay.
And then, oh yeah, that's it. I fall off backwards and wave to you guys as I do.
R.I.P.
As Rain is jumping off, I raise my hand up so he can give me a high five, and I cast guidance. I give him
Oh,
guidance.
excellent. So that'll give you an extra D4 on your next ability roll, which you're about to
Death
make. Make me
saves.
an acrobatics check.
Oh, sure.
to see how
As
this
he does
goes.
this, Rock turns to the rest of you and goes, "So, why does he have to jump? Why can't he just do the thing where he like uses the rope to climb down?"
Isabel just like silently sets her hand on Rock's shoulders. just
I
like,
yell, speed is of the essence. I rolled a 21.
Okay. So yeah, you yell speed is of the essence, and not only do you like just make a wonderful circle and land right in the cave, you're able to like unhook immediately as you come down if you want to, and land on your
Oh
feet.
yeah, superhero
Uh,
land.
you know nobody
Yeah.
saw that, right?
I
Well,
saw-
not nobody.
Oh.
I was about to say.
Good luck in there by
So-
yourself.
Everything
Rudy,
is
so you
fine.
do have inspiration, and you find yourself in a tunnel that turns into darkness. You can see it goes a little ways and then does turn in the direction of where the door was in here as well. So you see that it looks like it's turning. Maybe it is connected indeed to the House of Chaos. So you can see all of that here. And
Uh-oh.
I need you to make me a quick dexterity saving throw as a swarm of bats flies out of the
Oh.
cave as you land, sort of rummaging all around you and pushing into you as you have disturbed them.
Can I whip out my stone of light to try and frighten them and just turn it on? I don't know if are bats frightened by light? I don't know how bats work.
I don't think they're frightened by light,
Okay.
but they would probably, if they're frightened, they're probably going to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, that
and
makes sense. They won't.
flee.
All right. I rolled a natural 20.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to, dodge nimbly out of the way as all these bats fly out. And you also all see now this cloud of bats comes up from the canyon and flies. And
How healthy do they look?
they look
Oh.
fairly healthy. Yeah. Yeah.
But I did roll a
Isabel-
natural 20, James. Let us
Yes.
not continue before giving out a free
Oh,
PDF.
thank you.
Woo! Burr, burr,
Thank you very
burr.
much, Rudy. Yes, yeah. We are, every time someone rolls a natural 20, we give away a free PDF here on the Demonplague. Rudy, what is our code people should enter in the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch chat?
Exclamation point Daisy in honor of our guest.
Aw.
Hey! Exclamation point Daisy. We will do a drawing at the end where you can win a free PDF, perhaps of this level 1 through 20 adventure we're playing through right now. So, yes. we will definitely check it out. So go ahead.
One of these days, I want to lie to people and tell them if we roll a nat 1, then we go into their DM's Guild account and take away one of their
A random purchase.
That's not funny. I shouldn't do that. Don't listen to me.
So
while we're standing there, all these bats come out, and
Mhm.
Rock looks at Isabel because they've been standing there, and she goes, "He turned into bats." And if
I
this
wish.
and if this wasn't so dire, I'm kind of hungry.
You're gonna eat my transformed bat version of myself?
No, she's more like sad that like you turned into bats and she can't eat them. Like,
Oh, you're disappointed you can't eat my human body.
no, I'm disappointed I can't eat your bat body.
bat
Oh,
Not
okay.
here. You're bats.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you're bats. You can't speak common right now.
Isabel, did he turn into bats?
Isabel doesn't think he turned into bats, but she is gonna make the joke like maybe that's why he doesn't like werewolves. I don't understand.
Is he a vampire?
Probably. We'll have to kill him after this.
You do
But
know
even
that
in
the
the
rope
sunshine
has
this will-
gone slack
Oh,
at this
well,
point.
because he turned into bats. Bats can't grab ropes like that. They have little fingies.
Oh,
They have tiny.
I'm gonna put another piton in the ground and tie the rope off to make it taut. I think that might be easier to go down as opposed to it being
Sure.
slack.
Sure, you're sort of creating a little rope highway,
Yeah, like a
as
zip
it were.
liney kind of thing.
Delightful.
life is a rope highway.
Mm.
Wow. I'll go
So-
next.
I'm
Okay, so
assuming we
you see
hear
the
him
rope
keep-
go taut.
We hear him doing the piton thing, right?
Yeah, you probably hear whatever Rain yells when he kicks something into the ground is.
Yop!
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, he's not bats, and she'll
An
fly out.
inspiration force, Rudy, for you.
Yeah.
She'll fly out and like take a position and go, "Oh, you're okay. I thought you turned into bats. Does anybody want any
wish.
bats for dinner?"
I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, well,
I'm okay, but thank you.
Yes.
No, I'll try it.
Are there any bats nearby?
You could go try to grab a bat from the swarm if you want.
How far away are they? It's gonna take them a few minutes to do this thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, yeah, they're close enough that you could catch up.
I'd like to try to catch one.
Okay, make an attack with finesse, dexterity attack.
Okay.
Is there lore about Aarakocra loving to eat bats that I'm not familiar with? Or
There is now.
No, I think she's just been eating rations for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and this
My
is the
gosh,
first.
you must be
That's
so
why I asked
nasty.
how they look, because this is like the first prey that's come
Yeah,
along,
so
probably in
bats. They're, we've talked a lot about insect life, right? And that insect life is doing fine here in the Luna Valley, and so that's what bats eat. So the bats are doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think her instincts have just kicked
They're
in.
probably nice and
It's like,
plump.
yeah, these things look good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fortunately, I am proficient with my talons.
Yes.
So it is a 16 versus AC on a bat.
Yeah, you're able to snatch a bat, and you can, if you want to, kill it.
Yeah.
They
Well,
have,
yeah. I'm not gonna. I'm not a cat. I don't terrorize. I immediately catch it, and then I'll come back with one and land in the cave with Rain and say, I was worried when I saw them, but now we're gonna have lunch. This is great, and I'm gonna put it in my pack.
Oh, where's mine?
Oh, you want to? Oh, I was gonna share with you.
Oh,
I'll go
we're
catch another
sharing.
one while she's climbing down the rope.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna have to
so
eat a whole
you-
bat.
Anybody who's climbing down the rope now that it's been secured by Rain is able to do so without making a check.
Perfect. I would love to do that.
And you all climb down into this cave that you can see goes into darkness. Those of you with dark vision can see that the cave does indeed turn north, and you can make your way down. Also, it's quite damp in here.
Ugh.
So
Keep an eye out for mushrooms as we
yeah.
slowly move in there.
Yeah,
cool.
I don't think that my dark vision can actually distinguish colors, so we should probably light a torch as well.
I'm still using my my
brightness.
gem of brightness that I have.
Oh,
I
you
cast
okay.
light on my staff too,
Cool.
so
Yeah.
we get some extra light.
So we're doubled up with light as
Perfect.
you all
Super
make-
visible, guys.
I'm just gonna pick every mushroom.
Just
Any mushrooms?
anything.
Zero distinguishing between mushrooms. We'll sort it out when we get back to town.
Seems like
I
a
played
decent idea.
Skyrim. I know what's up.
Just don't eat any of them.
So you come into a cave eventually. You're making your way down after, about 100 feet. You enter this larger cave and you can hear a slow, constant drip of water from the ceiling. You can also feel a sensation of cold come over you as you enter into this cave, which is something you all haven't felt in a while because the meteor strike has made everything in the Luna Valley quite warm. And so it's weird. As soon as you come into this cave, you all get this feeling like you've walked into a walk-in refrigerator. And you can also see on the wall, there are small patches of purple mushrooms growing, sort of here and there and on the ceiling and that sort of thing. You immediately recognize these, Daisy, as Farangai mushrooms.
Oh, I think these are the mushrooms that you guys were looking for.
Oh, great. Are we supposed
Yes.
to touch them? If we touch them, do we die? Are these those kind of mushrooms?
Are they those kinds of mushrooms?
No, you need to eat them to get the psychedelic benefit. And there's no harm in touching them. You can also see from here, as you move a little bit further into the cave, that there is the tunnel then continues and it goes into what looks like a lit chamber. That beyond this, there's a finished, looks like carved by the hands of something that is not nature, like a humanoid, has carved a chamber beyond this chamber that you are currently in.
Question.
Mhm.
How many mushrooms do we need for this ritual?
5 pounds.
5 pounds, and there's not 5 pounds in the wall.
Is there?
It does look like there's a significant number
Whoa.
on the wall.
Significant number.
How long do they keep after you pick them? Do they immediately I guess this isn't that big a deal, but we have to save Daisy's brother still, so I don't know if picking them now is a good idea or coming back for them.
I mean,
later.
do we have
So,
no?
yeah,
Ooh, that's evil.
Bad.
For the purposes of the ritual, they can be dried.
Oh, okay.
We'll say.
There's also a
can.
good chance V might be fleeing, so
That's a
we
very
might
good
want
point.
to
Probably want them now.
pick
Yeah.
these, and then I can go fly the bag up and put it on one of the horses.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
I can hold on to them. We'll be fine.
Okay,
We're gonna leave a bag of mushrooms for someone.
Yeah.
but we
The
don't know if we're
horses
gonna
eat the mushrooms.
So it will take about an hour for you all to harvest 5 pounds of mushrooms in this chamber.
Okay.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
One for the bag. One
I
for
hate taking
Isabel.
time, but I mean, I Rock honestly thinks they could be fleeing with brother, so
Mhm, yeah.
if they don't do it now, they're never doing it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Quick,
Daisy will definitely take some to use as emergency revivify cost or something if I can get enough.
Yeah.
While they're doing this,
Yeah,
can
for
Rock scout around and see, are there any other exits to this cave? Is there a reason why it's so cold?
Mhm. So you can see the exit out into the finished area. That looks to be the only one. You can make a religion or arcana check, Rock, if you want to sort of figure out why it's cold in here.
I mean, I could.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's not very religious, so I guess.
And that goes for anybody who wants to make that check.
Oh,
I'd make that check. I'm curious.
13?
Okay.
Oh, not good.
13 Arcana.
Actually 11?
Okay. Yeah, unclear. It seems to be supernatural. You both have your finger on
okay.
that there's something sort of supernatural going on here.
Rock looks at Torsten and says, this place is giving me the creeps. Is this like magic things?
Seems to be, but I can't really put my finger on it. Perhaps it has something to do with Gartelmac or whatever.
Ugh. But there's no other exits. We're going to have to go back out on the rope and go to the big door anyway.
Well, you would have to. No. There is a tunnel that leads into a finished chamber. So,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry. if that was not clear. Yes. So there is a picture. There's the cave. You've got a tunnel going out one side, and then you've got a tunnel that goes into a finished and lit chamber that looks like it was carved by the hands of humanoids.
Okay. Rock will like stand over by that entranceway, keeping an eye and an ear out because they're probably making noise while they harvest mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
I make noise everywhere I go.
So
You read about this chamber being lit, though.
Not yet. Not yet.
You're right. Not yet. Not
hey,
yet.
Rock.
Hi.
So if you want to go check that finished chamber,
I wouldn't go I wouldn't go in. I think the entranceway to that finished chamber is she'll like post up there, just like because this obviously looks like it connects to a place and they know there's bad guys in place, so she's gonna basically stand watch there.
got it. Okay. You can go ahead and make a perception check.
Great. I'm gonna stand there for 6 seconds. It's a thing. I get advantage if I stand somewhere for 6 seconds.
Daisy's just kind of looking on, like a little concerned.
All right. That would be a 23.
Okay.
Going up.
So let me see. So you notice, or rather you hear, the sound of very tiny footsteps. And it sounds like it is something that has come from that finished chamber down the hall a bit and then moved back away from the chamber, back like away from where you are, back into that chamber is what it sounds like is happening right now.
How small of a footprint are we talking about?
Like squirrel sized.
Oh, squirrel. That squirrel in the vial. I probably don't want to eat squirrels that are in here. Hey, hey, hey. I'm going to stage whisper, but I'm not actually going to whisper so that the microphone can pick me up. Hey, there's something down the hall. I think I think a squirrel is spying on us.
Kill
Spying
it
on
and eat it.
That seems
My favorite-
weird.
My favorite thing in the world is having Rock say things that make Isabel react. She gave the best reaction. There's something hurt us and it like stopped and then it bucked away.
I mean,
And you can
Isabel.
hear Rock. The footsteps are starting to get further and further away now.
It's leaving.
Isabel, do your orc eyes see anything in there?
Jane, do my orc eyes see anything?
You can make a perception check.
I would love to.
Sure.
Where's my dice?
I'd like to look and see if I see any like animal footprints or something to indicate like squirrels or mice or rodents or something scurrying around.
19.
19, yeah. So, and yeah, you can, I'm sorry, one more time, Sam,
Sorry.
what do you want to do?
I just wanted to make a check to see if I see like animal tracks in the area to show like there's animal traffic besides bats, like a squirrel
Sure,
or
yeah,
other.
that could be perception or survival, really.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I'm rolling good today. I'm not rolling good today. 5.
okay. Yeah, there's too much sort of debris here to really know what's going on. Isabel, you think you see like a tiny cloud of dust maybe kick up at the very edge of where the finished chamber meets the unfinished chamber, as if something now is like, zoomed away. Like there was some creeping, and then whatever it is poof, gone. And it's
Okay.
almost imperceptible, this cloud of dust. That came
Like
up.
some road running.
Kind of, but
I
yeah,
got
because the
Yeah.
cave mouth has some, dirt and stuff in it. That's what
Right,
it's
that makes sense. That makes sense.
so
Isabel will look at Rock and say, "There's definitely something over there."
Did we go after it?
We're not really doing anything else right now. I
Well,
suppose could.
Are we done with mushroom collection?
Probably not. If it takes an hour, I'm just
Takes an
focused
hour,
on mushrooms. I'm like,
yeah, this is like just at the beginning of mushroom.
Cool. I took a couple handfuls of mushrooms. Let's go find something.
Okay.
Not took like ingested.
Yeah,
but
I'm keeping an eye on you. Don't worry.
like I put them in my pouch. Yeah, let's go find a small creature.
Okay. I'd like to sneak down the hallway, down into this room, like kind of keeping my eyes out for this thing.
Okay. Cool. So the plan is to go down the hall and follow this thing.
Slowly, though. I mean, I think at this point we've been made, so Rock isn't necessarily like chasing as much as like creeping forward, being careful, waiting for shit to happen.
Okay. So, Rock, as you creep forward, you come into this finished chamber. It is square, and in addition to the entrance that you came into, you can see that there are exits to the left and right. So behind you, left and right, you have exits. One is to the left is like a finished chamber, and that is where you can hear the footsteps going. To the right is another, what appears to be like another natural cavern that has connected to where you are right now. So you see that in addition, in this chamber, there is some pretty cool stuff. You can see a small bedroll in the corner of the room, and there's also a chest in the room next to that bedroll.
And it's a finished room, you said? It's like a built wall, ceiling, sconces, porches kind of thing?
Exactly. Yeah, it looks like there is light in here that is coming from torches in sconces.
And it's just like a stone room? There's no like rugs or murals or writings or I was here kind of carvings or anything?
Yeah, this one, it just looks to be like a stone chamber. You do notice there's a little bit of a like a grate in the floor as well.
Okay. She'll poke her head back out and look back at Isabel and go, it's a really boring room with a chest, and I think that they went left. I don't know how far we want to go away from everybody else. From where I am, do I see any traps?
So you can make a perception check.
I would love
or
to
an
stand there for...
investigation.
Yeah, I could do either of those. That's a 31.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Wow.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, so you can see that the chest is trapped. So while you're looking around, you notice that... Hang on one sec. I'm just pulling it up. I'm jumping back and forth between a lot of places in my book right now. So yes, you can see there's a small nozzle on the lock of the chest that is poking out just slightly from the top of the chest. So you can see that going. You can also see now little tiny, almost imperceptible footprints in the cave here that look like they're from the dirt. So whatever it was in the dirt, and now it's gotten some, brought some of the dirt from the tunnel here into this chamber, moved across the floor to the left as you suspected. The feet look like 3 clawed feet, almost like tiny chicken feet. Like there's one toe extending from the back of the foot, and then 2 toes extending from the front. And they look like they have some tiny little claws on it. Definitely not squirrel.
Okay. I'll relay all this to Isabel.
Okay.
It chest is trapped. Don't touch it. Also, we're following a chicken.
What makes you think it's a chicken?
Well, it's got feet like mine, except that they're really tiny, and those are chickens.
Couldn't it just be a small Aarakocra?
Yeah, but we don't really walk many places.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Aarakocra have 4 toes. They have 3 front toes and 1 back one. I know chickens do.
Depends on what fan art you're looking at, but sure. Yeah. They might have
I
2 and
don't-
2. Yeah, I just know that they have bird feet.
Sure.
Isabel can't tell. Isabel's just like, you're all birds.
Whoa.
No, it's way too small and not enough toes. So it must be chicken.
Chickens love to sleep in bedrolls.
Why can't we look in the chest?
Oh, vegan is just trapped. You have to be careful.
Okay.
And I thought a chicken that was spying on us was more important than a chest that can sit there.
Could you
So,
say that sentence again real quick?
Just is trapped, but it's just sitting there. It's not going to attack us. But the chicken that was spying on us, yeah, apparently I can't. The chicken that was spying on us is probably more important than chest. I can
Okay.
always come back for chest. But
So then the chicken spying on us, is the chicken reporting to someone, or
I don't know if we'd have to catch the chicken first.
Not as easy as it sounds, I can tell you.
So let's cut back to the cave for a second.
Okay.
So are you all still harvesting mushrooms at this point?
Yes.
Yeah, until they tell us otherwise, I think. Until we've
Okay.
got 10 pounds or 5 pounds or whatever we're looking for.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Did we even tell anybody?
nah,
we were
bro,
here?
get 10 pounds.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
actually.
how much weight do they lose once they dry out?
No, we're in an economic recession. We need
that's
those
a good point.
mushrooms. We could make so much money. You live in the rural south. Heck yeah.
So while you all are gathering mushrooms, I need the 3 of you to make me a perception check.
The chicken is back.
All right, I'm using a different die this time.
15.
Oh, perception. I'm really into these mushrooms. I got a 6. I might have put one in my mouth. I got a
15.
Nice. So you can see, Daisy, that this is like a 20-foot high chamber in the center of this natural cavern, up in the above your heads. You can see that dark energy is starting to gather and take the vaguely humanoid form with long claws as you all are gathering.
I'm like looking up and I'm just gonna sort of like whack whoever's close to be like, guys, new friends. They're the
So yes, once Daisy draws your attention to it, you can see it as well, Torsten and Rain.
It's a cloud?
Yeah, can I tell what it is?
Sure, make a religion or arcana check.
I throw a mushroom at it.
There we go. 29. No, 28.
So the mushroom passes right through it. Robert, Torsten believes this is a wraith that is
Oh.
of sorts that is about to form before you all.
This is some sort of undead thing.
Mhm.
How high up is it?
It is like probably above your heads,
Mhm.
you know, so it's a 20-foot chamber. It's forming right now, so it's like 15 feet above the ground is the bottom of this.
And it's incorporeal? My mushroom goes right through it?
Your mushroom goes right through it.
All right. I take a fighting stance and wait patiently for it to form. So
Everyone
I can beat the
roll
crap out of it.
initiative.
We hear.
And actually, Isabel and Rock, you're close enough. You should roll initiative too.
Okay, I was about to say, do we hear Torsten announcing what this thing is?
If you're whispering still, probably not, but you're about to hear the sounds of battle.
Well,
Yeah.
we were whispering. I don't know if Torsten was whispering.
No, I probably wasn't whispering.
Oh, then sure, yeah, you can hear it too. So
It's
what
supposed to
did
be
you get, Daisy?
I rolled a big old natural 1.
Oh.
Hey, that makes someone's DM's guild purchase from.
There you go. Torsten
Okay.
got a 16.
Okay.
Rock got a 7 because she's too busy wondering about the spying chicken.
What did you get, Isabel?
13.
A 13. Okay. And what about you, Rain?
I got a 20.
Okay. You're going first, Rain.
Cool.
And Gorf. Okay. So go ahead, Rain. You see this thing come into existence. It's got this shadowy form. It does have a vaguely humanoid face. You can recognize some goblin features in this thing, but it's arms end in these long claws as it begins flying down at you and says, Gartelmac will have you. Gartelrock will have you.
So I've been preparing for it to come into corporeal form. So right as it begins to talk, I have already unleashed a punch right into his face. So it doesn't even finish. That's exactly what happens. So I smash it in the face. Does a 14 hit its armor class?
A 14 does not hit its armor. Oh, yes, it does. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I misspoke. Indeed, a 14 does hit its armor class. 9
damage, and then I'm going to use a key point to stunning strike it, which I can do after a hit. So it needs to roll a con saving throw, DC 15, or it is stunned until the end of my next turn.
Okay, so your hand connects, and you feel as if your fists were not magic.
They are magic.
They would not connect as solidly as they do, but because you have harnessed your inner key, you're able to make a solid blow on this thing and hit it, but it comes back full force, clearly not stunned by your attack.
I will attack it again as I get 2 attacks. 27, I assume hits.
That hits.
13 bludgeoning damage, max damage.
Okay.
And then I will use another key point for Flurry of Blows. Oh, also, I will knock it. It needs to make a dex saving throw this time, or it's knocked prone.
It is immune to the prone condition because it doesn't really have legs or anything like that.
Okay. Then I need to hit it with a Flurry of Blows first. So let me do that. Flurry of Blows. Another 27, and a nat 1 misses. Okay. So 10 damage, and I'm going to take its reaction away instead of knocking it prone because I can't.
Good stuff. So it is the Wraith's turn next, and it will say, Gartelrock, you will go to Gartelrock, and it's going to reach out at you, Rain. Let's see, 18 against your armor class?
Just misses.
Okay, so yeah, you dodge out of the way as this thing reaches out to you, and it is now Torsten's turn.
Torsten will kind of looking to maybe Daisy to kind of turn this thing. Torsten will instead, where did I go? I'm gonna cast Bless on everyone. Actually, can I? What is that? 30 feet. Do I think Isabel and Rock are within 30 feet wherever they are around the corner?
Yeah.
Can I hear them? Yeah. Okay,
Sure.
so I'm gonna go ahead and cast Bless then. A 3rd level Bless to get everyone. So everyone gets a D4 on your attacks and saves. Make a prayer to Eldath.
Okay. Awesome. I love it. So, Isabel, it's your turn.
It's me as well. I'm going to come back around the corner and like kind of look at this cloud and just kind of, oh, they're hitting it. This is real. Okay. And go ahead and do like some 3 attacks and hope that works out, because I don't know if it will.
Excellent.
I'm gonna punch it with my sword. Where are all my dice?
Inspiration for you, Isabel.
Thank you.
You had them out.
Thank you. No, I did have them, but I had put them in the thingy already. So first attack is a 24.
Nice, that hits.
Where's my D8? I got it. Hiya! So 13 damage on that.
Nice, 13 damage.
Second attack. 12 plus 9 is a 21.
Okay, that hits.
15 damage.
Okay.
Third attack is a nat 20.
Okay, natural 20. Yes, everyone enter exclamation point Daisy if you want a chance to win another free PDF. You must be in the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch chat for that.
Maybe we'll put back that PDF that we took away.
Yes.
That one, if you're lucky.
So yes, go ahead and roll me up that critical damage.
13 plus 11 is 25. on that
Okay.
bed.
Cool. This thing is not looking great right now.
Oh wait, am I supposed to add on this thing that you sent me?
Yes.
Let's add 15 more.
Okay.
Ooh.
Looking
What?
real bad.
Yeah, as Isabel just like staggers into combat and like does this thing where she like awkwardly swirls around with sword. That's like, hey guys, what's going on?
Rock, you can see with your insane passive perception, you notice that Isabel's eyes look bloodshot, but instead of red veins, there are purple veins along her eyes. And with that, it is Gorf's turn. Gorf goes up to try to smother this thing and totally whiffs and just like belly flops onto the ground as only Gorf can. And it is Rock's turn.
That's me rolling at disadvantage.
Rock will run up to where Isabel well, she's gotten into melee. She'll run, a couple of feet, so she's got a clear shot at everything. Give Isabel kind of a curious look. So one thing at a time. And then is gonna try to shoot the wraith. With a bow.
What color are the mushrooms again?
Purple.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So wraith attack with my blast. Ooh. That's a 26 to hit.
A 26 to hit will certainly hit.
Awesome. All the D6s.
Here we go.
All right.
You folks don't even need me.
That is 41 magical piercing damage.
Jeez.
Whoa!
I rolled really well on my D6s.
So yeah, this your arrow passes through the wraith, and you can see that some of the magical energy is just pulled away from this thing and poof disappears into a cloud as your arrow passes through Rock, and it looks like it is breathing heavy, even though it doesn't need to breathe. There's like this big rise and fall in all of its movements, and it looks extremely battered at this point.
Okay. As a bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna shoot it again. I won't
Okay.
do nearly as much damage, but
Sure.
I don't often get to do my bonus attack, but let's do this.
Isabel's gonna stand there and go pew pew.
I only rolled a 16. Is that enough?
16 is enough.
Yeah, awesome. So that will just be 5. That'll be 10 more magical piercing damage from my bow.
Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah. This a more dark energy is pulled off this thing and dissipates, and it is Daisy's turn.
Okay. I'm going to look at it and hold up my shield and try to turn this darn thing, or I guess destroy it at this level, right? Yeah, it's destroy.
Ah.
Destroy undead. So it's got to make a wisdom save, DC 15.
Okay. I rolled a natural 1.
So if it's CR2 or lower, I don't know what wraiths are. It's destroyed. Otherwise, I think it's just turned and frightened.
So for the flavor of it all, and because this thing has 1 hit point left, you are able to
Nice.
and this thing is destroyed, and you actually see other dark energy that is forming like around you. Looks like it was forming more wraiths, is turned out of the chamber, and you all feel the sort of gross humidity of the Luna Valley return to this chamber as the light of everyone's favorite nature god returns to this chamber.
Wow.
Except for Eldath, excluding him. Not a competition. Not a competition.
Shade.
It literally appeared, said one
Yes,
thing,
Dante
and
is
then
one.
just like got smashed into oblivion. Wow, we wrecked that thing.
However, we're not out of initiative because you all hear cries of alarm coming from the finished chamber and foot stomps heading your way now. So
Oh, is this Murph
What's
coming?
the chicken?
This,
A
the
chicken.
chicken is coming.
Isabel's just like with her too. It's hot, guys. It's hot.
So
My
Rain,
mouth
it's your
wet.
turn. There's no one here yet, but we're just gonna stay in initiative, just for the sake of clarity.
It's coming from the finished cavern where Isabel and Rock were.
Yes.
Okay. I will. Is there like? Is it just one big open area? Can I hide behind something? Like if people run in, can I ambush them and jump out and hit them?
Sure. So you want to run in and do you want to see what's going on first? When you run into that chamber, you actually see that there are two people that are wearing robes and they have swords drawn, and they are with a led by this tiny little green and black creature that is on the ground. It's got this long tail. It's got these big bulbous black eyes and a small set of horns coming up from its head. It's got claws out as well, and it screeches and points towards you as these two people sort of make their move to rush you.
I say all hail Garchelnak.
Okay,
And
make
I
a
would like to make a
deception.
deception check with my inspiration that I previously.
Sure.
Oh,
On,
no.
You know what? I'm gonna use the auto success that Topher gave me.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, excellent.
Gardamak's the best.
Plus,
So
I just got
you-
advantage from that very clear, helpful TKs.
My mouth is wet.
I throw a canteen at you.
So you say all hail, and you see them stutter for a second, and so there it's these two humans, a man and a woman, who are looking at you, and the man says, "I never seen you around here before."
We have traveled long and far from Baldur's Gate. We have heard the words of Garchelnak before, and we have just arrived, and we have entered through the secret entrance beneath the House of Chaos, because we are true followers of Garchelnak.
Who's this we?
Ah, my companions. We were just entering, and we were attacked by... I'm, like, standing in front of them to try and hide Isabel, who is, like, dancing in the background, like, to hide their point of view. I'm gonna go back in my memory and recite some of the things that we heard from the weird cultists when we came across them in the woods as well. Just
Okay.
trying to convince them further.
Yeah, as you say this, they're lowering their swords and then sheathing them. So as Rain, you all can hear Rain doing this. He's speaking normally, his voice is kind of echoing back. What do the
Yeah.
rest of you want to do hearing
no.
this going on? As it sounds, and you can also hear that it sounds like it's working. What Rain is doing is currently
Oh,
working.
no.
Rock is...
And you hear one of them say, "It sounds like somebody's kind of loopy in there. You didn't eat those mushrooms, did you?"
Does does Isabel look like she is suffering the effects of these mushrooms?
Definitely suffering the effects of something.
I'm not suffering. You know who's suffering
Well.
is that Wraith whose asses we just kicked, man. It was awesome.
Isabel, your
I
eyes
say
look so
It's
weird.
been a long journey, and we were very hungry, and one of us was
Hey,
not
what's in
willing.
this treasure chest? Is it money?
I will. Torsten will go over to Isabel and say, "While you may be having a good time, we need you at your. We need your wits about you." And I will do a prayer to Eldath to cleanse Isabel of her condition. I would do a lesser restoration, which clears poisoned. I don't know if that's the similar effect. So
Rude.
sure. Sorry to be a buzzkill.
What a
but-
dad.
Literal
Isabel,
buzzkill.
you sober up as this prayer comes over
You're
you.
not my real dad. You can't
Uh,
tell me.
Unless you want to try to resist it, I guess.
The gag is funny until it's not. So let's go
Well
ahead and
said.
say
Well
that.
said.
Yeah.
So you sober up immediately as this prayer is whispered over you, and when you're asking what's in the chest, the woman says, "Oi, don't go near that."
Oh,
That's Elva's. You don't touch Elva's stuff. Pull back a bloody stump.
Oh, who is Elder?
Elva.
Elva.
She the voice of Gartelmark.
Oh, I've heard rumors of her. She lives here? That's her chest?
Yes, these are her quarters. She's protected by the evil in the chamber beyond. So who at this point who has come into the other chamber?
Yeah, I would have come in.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
start following. I'm keeping an eye out for like more of those wraiths because you said there were more forming.
There were, and they seem to just dissipate.
Just
whenever-
as okay, I wasn't sure if we had like a minute and then we were gonna be like over.
I think Rock was using Isabel as a distraction for herself, and now that Isabel isn't high anymore, she like slowly walks in after everybody and is just trying to stay quiet.
I got a coin
Nice.
pouch full though. We can
So,
keep this party
so
going.
you all come in. Rock, there's definitely, they look at each other when you come in and then look back at you. Like there's this moment of like, whoa, an Aarakocra, you know?
I stay
And-
silent.
And Robert, Torsten would immediately recognize this little demon that is at their feet is
Oh.
a quasit.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's something that, you know, people can summon as a familiar.
Mhm.
And it's all of the things you know about quasits they are a lesser demon that lives in the abyss and they tend to be kind of dumb, like they're not as smart as imps are, but they're more savage, and they can, you know, they make great familiars, as it were.
All right. So as we come in here and I kind of see this and I kind of overheard what was happening before, Torsten will kind of get into his bag and pull out that book that we got.
Yeah.
And I will say, in honor of the great Gartelmak and new followers coming to the House of Chaos, we should sacrifice someone. Do you have anyone we can sacrifice, or should we go get a new person? And I kind of spout some of the holy words from this book that we have.
Now this guy is chalking. You are the real deal. And he'll say, we got plenty of people here that we captured, but I'm sure Elva's going to want to meet with you first. Then we can celebrate with the blood of the innocent. Come this way. And he starts walking and leads you through the complex. So takes you towards the more finished aspects. So leads you left out of here and takes you into a chamber where a bunch of people in robes are so they're all in, these cultists and these other cultists that you're seeing are all in black painted robes. And when you come into this room, there's 10 people in a circle in these black robes chanting in a goblinoid dialect. In the middle of the 10, there's a cultist in red robes who is holding a scimitar above her head. And as everyone chants, the scimitar starts to glow this angry red color, as if they are infusing some sort of wicked magic into it. You can see that all of these robed individuals are wearing masks, and the masks have the face of a three-mouthed, six-eyed demon on them, almost as if the demon has three different faces that they are standing and chanting in. And you can see that the walls here are decorated, carved with reliefs of goblinoid skeletons crying out in pain as you make your way through this chamber. They lead you right through that chamber then to another chamber. So you entered this way. This looks like the place where everybody was chanting. Looks like it's the main entrance where that brass door was. They lead you north of that chamber into yet another place where you see that there is an enormous brass statue of a fiend with horns curling around its three-mouthed, six-eyed head. The lower half of its body is that of a scorpion, and its entire body is covered in open, weeping sores. A winding staircase ascends around the statue to a platform where a woman in purple robes stands with a male dwarf who is chained at the ankles and wrists. She wears the same mask that you saw on those other cultists, and she is... there is a crowd of cultists that are gathering around the statue, and they are also chanting a prayer in Goblin.
What color are her robes?
Purple.
Okay. And how many cultists are in this room surrounding her?
So it's her plus another 10. And then... Oh, actually, another 11. Sorry.
What's her hat look like?
Ooh.
It's
Does
a
it
Have
dope,
I seen some good hats? What's that?
it's a dope witch hat.
Dope witch hat? Is it even nicer than my witch hat, which I am currently
Way
wearing?
nicer.
Hat?
Way
Of
nicer.
course
It's
I'm
got
wearing
a,
it.
it's got a kind of a sorting hat motif.
Oh!
Time for an upgrade.
Or like McGonagall's hat, where it's got like the.
Mm.
Right, yeah, it's got the curve and the... Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
curve hat. Built-in curve. Oh, man. That's like the Porsche of hats. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's weathered, but it's like cool weathered.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Oh, man. I'd pay extra for that. Okay. So I guess we're following this guy still. Are they in... Does it look like they're about to kill this dwarf?
It looks like they were, and then you all walked in.
Oh, good.
And there is... Everyone looks towards you as this
Don't mind us.
happens.
Go about your business.
And the guy that you're with says, oh, don't worry. Wasn't intruders. It's all good. It's all good. And it looks like the woman lifts up the mask, and you see she has this face of a woman who has very long black hair coming out as she takes off the hat and lets her hair sort of fall down her form. And she looks at the dwarf and signals for a couple of the cultists to climb these steps and take him away. And she says, Gartarak has declared that you live another day. And they start to go. And you can see some of the cultists look like maybe they're a little disappointed this guy doesn't get to kill. And they start to clear out. One of the cultists in black robes stays. And yes, Isabel, the chair recognizes Isabel.
Does she look like late 90s, early 2000s Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Hell yeah. I'll see you guys later. I'm in cult now.
Isabel's just like pops
Switch
another
side.
mushroom and
Yeah,
goes, "I'm
pops another
totally in,
mushroom.
guys."
She's like, let's do it. I'm all in. Hey,
Daisy does want to see if it looks like any of the cultists are maybe halfling size.
Yes, it does look like there are cultists who are of smaller stature.
Do any
Hard to-
look familiar?
You can make a insight check to
Like familiar shoes or something? I don't know.
Oh wait,
Wow.
is one of them Grant Ellington?
Oh.
That's like a 7. I'm rolling like junk today.
Yeah, it's too. It's
You
just
go to
kinda hard
Dice
to
Jam.
tell. They shuffle out of the room. No one seems to recognize you, though.
Okay.
You know, there is no moment of recognition or anything like that. As you are moving out, you see they talk with this woman, Elva, for a bit, and then the two cultists who escorted you, after they whisper some things to her, they leave, and one of the cultists who is dressed in black stays with her. And she invites you to... She sits down in front of this statue and invites you to sort of sit crisscross applesauce with her.
Youth pastor style. Let's talk Galtonic, everybody. Let me wake up my acoustic guitar.
did I notice the guy that they were about to sacrifice? You said what was he? I thought he was a halfling. You said
No, he was a dwarf.
it's dwarf. Okay, all right. Where and he was taken spiral staircase.
He was taken out with the group of cultists that exited, took him back the way y'all came.
Okay, so they're back in the other room with all the more chanting cultists, and then there's a spiral staircase.
Maybe there were some
somewhere?
other paths on your way here that people could have gone. So
Okay, all right.
They definitely passed through that room if they didn't stay there.
Okay. And so now it's just cultists it's Catherine Zeta-Jones and one other guy.
One other sort of beefy-looking cultist sits down, and the Quasit hops up onto the woman in purple robe's shoulders.
Okay.
Just in general, while we were walking through, we've seen like 40 people, 50 people. We've seen a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
You've seen probably maybe 25 or so.
Okay, 25.
Oh, we could probably kill them.
That's
We could
doable.
probably go. We're all doing that
I literally
D&D
forget
fighter
my-
math in our heads.
Yeah, sure. All right. You,
So, and just for the sake of where you are, there's the entrance of where you came in, and there's also a door. This has there's a brass door in this room that leads out, and the brass door is carved with the same image of this three-faced demon that you are seeing everywhere. So, yeah.
Cool. So what
So-
did she say? She just said hi? Or
So she's invited you to sort of sit down.
I
with
join her.
like
Yeah,
on the floor.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, on the floor in front of this statue.
Rock will not sit and just like move her wings a little bit as though it's going to be uncomfortable to just sit on the floor,
Sure.
but she won't say anything.
Okay. It doesn't seem like you're pressed about it.
Okay.
You know, like, hey, you know, your
Daisy
bird
keep-
anatomy is more comfortable standing, and that's fine.
She's just going to let her
You're
assume
so
that.
inclusive.
Right.
Daisy keeps standing because she's pretty much as tall as everybody who's sitting now, so that's nice.
There is so Elva takes a moment and looks at all of you and says, I am the leader here in the House of Chaos. My name is Elva Scarwraith. You all have come from where?
From Baldur's Gate, we've traveled long and far through the Luna Valley and met with lots of persecution from those who are opposed to Gartol. One more time, James. Gartol.
Oh, so it's Gartle Rock. I think I
Gartle
said
Rock.
Gartle Mac at the
Gartle
beginning.
Rock.
Yeah.
Gartol Rock. Yes. We actually
Y'all are gonna
found
get
one of
close to
his
that,
tombs in an ancient library in Baldur's Gate, and I motioned towards Torsten, and we read about him and decided to follow his ways.
I show the book as he's telling her this.
Excellent. Make a deception check with advantage, Rudy.
As she opens up the back of the book and checks the library
boy.
stamps. And...
I rolled a 15.
Okay. Yeah, she looks at that and starts nodding and says, "This is extremely impressive. I had no idea that the word of Gartle Rock had gotten all the way down to Baldur's Gate. This is great news that you bring to us. Yeah, have you come to help stop the horrors that are here in the valley?"
Yes. We have.
How can we help?
Yes.
She looks at Daisy for a long time then.
I noticed that, and I say, as a means of subterfuge, we wore some of the other inferior gods' crests on our clothing and weaponry.
Very clever. Well, you don't need that now. And she reaches out towards you, Daisy.
Oh, but this actually does some pretty cool things, so I think it's probably good if I hang on to it, just in case.
Oh, is it magic?
Just a little bit, I'd be better positioned to protect Gartle Rock with it.
Well, perhaps we could get you a better symbol emblazoned on that shield, if you would allow me.
In time, but we are very tired right now and have traveled very far to get here, so if there was any place where we could rest, that would be very much appreciated.
Of course there is. I would like to spend more time with this tome, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
This has become very
no.
very special with us, to me personally. So perhaps, but you were saying you're talking about the horrors of this place. How can we help you with this? What is going on? That
Well,
Gartle Rock has brought us here.
Gartelrock demands that those who do not follow his word be sacrificed.
Of course.
He demands
yes.
blood. So our mission is twofold. We convert those who will be converted and kill those who won't. Sometimes Gartelrock can bestow gifts upon us. We thought you were intruders. You didn't come the traditional way. The cave is only for those who have already bound themselves to Gartelrock and through this temple have done so. You took a big risk coming here. You could have died. But you must be great power if you were able to make it through that cave, especially if you had eaten some of the mushrooms first. And she looks at Isabel. And
So-
then said,
We agree. Those that do not believe in Gartelrock should be cast out and destroyed. Do you? We thought that since we were here, we could perhaps there could be a celebration where we could sacrifice many of these. Do you have any in preparation for such a thing?
we do. We have many prisoners. We were about to sacrifice one when you entered to summon a servant of Gartelrock to help repel what we thought were invaders.
Ah. Well,
But-
perhaps we can help in these things. My friend here, Daisy, she is good at picking such sacrifices. If you could take us to view them, we could pick some that will please Gartelrock.
Make a deception check.
I'm gonna go ahead and so when I rolled today for my divination, I got 18 and 19. So I'm gonna
Whoa!
go ahead and throw one of those 19s.
Nice.
And I'm gonna have a 21 deception.
Okay. She looks at you and then gives like a long, hard look at Daisy again and says,
Put on your mean face.
"This one is full of surprises." Yes, well, if you're not too tired, then come this way. It's on the way to your quarters anyway. And she leads you back through that same room where people were chanting and back down the hall where you came, where you passed a door. And opens up the door to a room where you can immediately are hit with the rank smell of like BO as soon as you come in. And you can see that there are several wounded, dirty humanoids lying on the ground, and they're silent and still as she enters and brings you in. They don't even whimper. There's just this fear in their eyes, and you can see they're chained to the wall. And there's just this like sort of soft clanking as they move back, almost like they're terrified of anyone who comes in here, trying to make themselves as small and unnoticeable as possible. So you can see there are 6 people in this room. Daisy, you immediately recognize one of them.
My
Are there
idiot
any-
brother.
Are there any guards?
Yeah, how many bad guys are with us?
So right now it's just Elva came here, and she is with that muscled humanoid who hasn't said anything yet, and the closet. However, you did pass through that room where people were chanting, which is very close to where you are right now. That has another 11 cultists. And
Are there any other entrances or exits into this room?
yes, you do see there's another room, another door opposite the way you came. And you noted that she used a key to get in here as well.
Okay. Do I notice that Daisy sees her brother?
I'm definitely giving not very unsubtle. Like,
So yes,
Then I
probably.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then that is when Elva turns to you and says,
Who, me? Or
to Daisy.
Okay.
Says, select your sacrifice.
Oh, this one seems pretty good.
As you motion towards them, you see a flicker of recognition on this.
I'm like,
Daisy points towards a halfling, a young halfling lad, and a flicker of recognition flies over his face as he hears the voice, but seems still terrified and scared as this happens.
In that moment, I will kind of, as everyone's kind of focusing on this halfling, I'll kind of take a half a step back and try to mumble quietly a spell.
It's funny. It's funny that Torsten's going to do that as Rock has letter opener in her hand.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
we all need to learn Thieves' Cant or something.
Right?
Some.
So Torsten is going to try to cast Charm Person, upcast it to 2nd level to get both, what's her name, Elva, and her bodyguard.
Okay, hang on one sec. Let me pull
Rock
up my-
wants to be next to the closet.
I was actually planning to say Daisy is preparing hold person.
Nice.
I think all of these are excellent options.
At least we're all on the same page.
It's
Yeah.
way
Do you
better
have a
than what
trigger
Isabel
for
is
that
doing.
What's
you
that?
want?
If our cover seems blown.
Got it. Okay.
I'm planning to cast it also at a 3rd level so I can get both the muscly person and Elva.
Gotcha. What's the DC for this?
15.
15 for me
Okay.
too. Twins!
So they both fail.
Yeah.
So they are charmed for 1 hour. So I mean, I guess everything just kind of keeps going when she calls out for her brother, and I say, these all seem like good sacrifices. Perhaps they should all be taken.
That's a great idea.
There's a nod and says, yes, we will summon a very powerful servant of Gartorok. And she hands the key to like a key ring to the person in black, who begins unlocking everyone, and the people start screaming as soon as they are unlocked.
Quiet.
As soon as the screaming starts, I'm stabbing the closet.
Do we control the closet?
No, not at
If
the
it's the
moment.
familiar of her.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm assuming that Rock would have seen what happened and who, like.
So the closet is on her shoulder right now. Just gonna throw that out there. Just so
Yeah.
Charm person.
If I see that people start freaking out, I will say, I will kind of go, calm down. There's no reason to, no reason to be scared. You will all be freed of this place. Kind of trying to make it vague, but also I want to use that to cast a calm emotions on them.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I'm still stabbing the closet.
Okay. So make an attack roll then.
Okay. Is it surprised?
Probably.
Excellent.
I want to have a snack.
No.
That would be a 26.
You're not my real dad. You can't tell me whether or
Snack
not I can
later.
have a snack.
Snack later. Your grandma.
26 at the
So
closet.
a couple of things happen at once. The first is the screaming subsides, and as that, let's see, as the screaming subsides, this letter opener comes across Elva's shoulder. That Rock is.
I was picturing just like right in the back of its skull. I just wanted to take it right out.
So you do that, and this thing explodes in a burst of ichor, and starts running down the purple robes of Elva.
Oh, you don't even want me to roll? Was that awesome? Or am I in that much trouble?
So you.
It could be both.
What do you want to roll? Or you mean damage? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Do I need to roll damage or was?
No, this thing has 7 hit points. So.
Oh, okay. I will put down my pile of d6s then.
So yeah.
So I want to stab it, and then I want to, and it turns into ichor and runs down, and I'm just going to quietly say into Elva's ear, I'm going to say, "We don't need that anymore."
So correct me if I'm wrong, but charm person means they're charmed by you, right, Robert? So they regard you as a friendly acquaintance, but not
Muted, Robert.
necessarily everyone else. Oh yeah, you're muted.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I'm okay with this.
I did have my hold person held too, so.
Well, she's drawing a scimitar at this point, so if you want to go ahead and use your hold person, you can.
Yeah, that's gonna be a DC. I'm casting it at third, so I'm gonna target her and her, I don't know, her bodyguard or whatever. It's
Okay.
a 15 DC.
Okay. Okay. And that's wisdom, right?
Yes, wisdom save.
So I rolled a 5 and a 6. So they are both held then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Torsten then kind of seeing all this kind of play out real quick, the closet kind of explode and kind of obviously being held, I will pull out the book and I say, Gartle Rock has different plans for this place. I say, you will follow us now. You'll do as we say. And then can I see like any kind of recognition, since they're charmed by me still, do I see any sort of recognition with that?
Yeah, you can see in their faces, across their eyes because they're paralyzed at the moment. But you can definitely see that at least on her, there is this sort of acknowledgement that you might be in charge. Can you make me an intimidate check with advantage?
Sure.
Or persuasion. It's your choice.
Definitely persuasion. All right. So that's a 16.
Okay. So yeah, you see a recognition of, yes, you are in charge now.
All right.
Elfa's eyes.
I will look to Daisy and I say, let them be free.
Yes, right away.
As they do that, I'm going to pull back, sheath letter opener, and I want to move to that other door, not the one with the chanting cultist, but the other one. I want to like listen at that door and see if I recognize, is there any noise behind there? Are we going to have people coming from that direction?
So you can hear on the other side, you do hear muffled voices talking. It sounds rather casual.
Okay.
In the conversation.
Is
And
it
how
door
many?
locked?
Go ahead.
Not from this side. You're able to, or actually, yes, it would be locked from this side. It's prison. That doesn't make sense. This adventure. Yes, absolutely, it is locked.
Okay. How many cells are here?
So there aren't cells. Everybody was chained to the wall. There was like a
chained to the wall,
chain
okay.
running across
So
and
this
they've
is
since
one
been
people.
unchained.
Gotcha. All right.
But they're sitting there. They look terrified of. Well, they're not. They're calmly terrified of all of you.
So Torsten says, we need to speak with some of the other. Gardelmack has told us there are traitors in your ranks. We need to speak with some of your people. I want you to go out. I point to the bodyguard guy, and I say, bring in. I kind of look at how many places are there for people to be tied up in here.
It looks like there's probably 10.
All right.
10 sets of manacles.
I say, go bring in 10 of your fellows from outside.
Okay. Now, Robert, I am gonna throw out there.
Mhm.
Charm Person and Calm Motions are both concentration spells.
Oh, is Charm Person? I was totally looking at that. I don't see that.
I think so. Oh no, you're right. It's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're totally right. I was looking at something else.
Cool, yeah, it's for an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we
So yeah.
are bad to them, unless we hurt them.
Which is why I just hit the closet.
Right. So basically, what I'm trying to do is get them to come in here, and we'll tie 10 of them up, and then figure out what we do after that.
So she nods and they leave. The two of them leave and they go into the other room, and you hear Elva saying, okay, everyone, I need, and she lists off 10 names very quickly, and she comes back into the room with 10 people. However, you also hear behind her the voice of another woman saying, Elva, what are you doing? This is crazy. This is crazy talk. Why do you? And you see the cultists in red robes is walking behind these 10 people. We were in the middle of a ritual here. I mean, come on. As they make their way towards you.
While they're doing this, can Rock unlock that other door?
Sure. Make a dexterity check with thieves tools.
Sure.
Daisy has gone over to her brother and just been like, "Don't say anything for once, please."
That's 25.
Okay. So 25, you click.
If it helps, I'm trying to do it quietly and like discreetly.
Yeah, you're able to click it open while this
right.
is all going on.
Perfect.
Do you want to open it?
Not yet.
Okay. So, Daisy, your brother says to you, "Are you in a cult? Did you join this cult? They're really bad. They murder people. Are you in this cult? Daisy, you have to tell me if you're in a cult."
Yeah, Hellseth, I'm not in the cult. Neither are you. Okay, we're gonna save these people and get out of here. Okay?
Are they in the cult? They seem like they're in the cult. And he's pointing to Rock and Isabel and Rain and Kristen.
No, they're friends. It's okay. They're cool. Isabel's face.
The bird person is really cool.
Yeah, he's great.
Rock continues to not say anything, but inside she's like glowing. She's like, "I'm cool. They think I'm cool. This is so cool."
Yeah, they're all really nice, but just don't say anything or you're gonna ruin it all, okay?
Okay. I mean, I feel fine right now. I'm super calm. See? And he holds out his hand, and it's not shaking at all. I'm ready to go.
That's because Shantae is with us, okay?
Rolls his eyes at that. Chantea again. And at that moment, a couple of cultists come in with the woman in red behind them. You know, what is going on? Why is everyone free? And you can see the cultists are shifting uncomfortably now. All of the ones who are not charmed by Torsten.
And I will kind of look towards Elva and kind of, nod over to the shackles.
And she says, our friends here are from Baldur's Gate. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. She motions towards you, Torsten.
Oh, Torsten.
This is Torsten. He is our new leader. He has power granted by Gartelmark, far beyond my own. You must do as he says now. Put on these manacles.
So we must test you. We must test you by the word of Gartelmark.
Go ahead and I need another persuasion or intimidation check, Robert. And again, this is with advantage because Elva is technically aiding you in this.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and use that second divination as an 18 plus, what did we say, persuasion? Plus 6, so 24.
So these cultists kind of look at each other and they seem unsure, but they trust Elva. And so they just start getting into the manacles, and then this beefy cultist in the black robes starts putting all of them tink, 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 sort of are as they get manacled up, locks them in. And the woman in red says, "This is ridiculous. This is crazy."
I whisper to Torsten, chain her up as well.
Isn't she one of them?
Oh, was she chained?
She is not one of the ones who was selected to be chained. Yeah.
Oh,
she's just followed us in.
Yeah, she followed the group. And you can see her scimitar is still glowing red, and she points it at your throat, Torsten.
Whoa.
I shoot her.
My favorite part. My favorite part.
I pulled up my bow and I've shot her.
Gosh,
Okay.
damn it.
And that's where we will end for this session of the Demonplague. Thank you all so much for being here. Sam, I do hope you'll join us next week as well.
I would love to.
Yay! Excellent. So we will have you back. We are going to be giving away some free PDFs. So if you're in the Don't Split the Podcast Network Twitch chat, enter !Daisy for a chance to win one of the PDFs. You're going to have a little time to do it right now while we go around and let people know where they can find you. And let us start this week with our guest. Sam, where can people find you?
Hi, I am Samwise GameG. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Samwise_GameG. And also on Monday evenings, I play Ravnica Unleashed D&D game over at Encounter Roleplay, 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to check out a Ravnica setting, you can watch me punch things.
It's great. It's a damn fine show. People should definitely check that out.
Oh, danke.
Where can people find you, TK?
You knew I was updating notes. I see what's going on. You're like, that's the updating notes face. It's me, it's TK. And I write spooky stories on the internet. And if you like spooky stories, then you can read them at tkjwrites.com when I update my website, which I'm going to do eventually. I don't know when. Who knows? Life is a treasure. I also play a lot of games on Twitch. My schedule for things like that are in my Twitter pinned tweet thread thing that I'm doing. There's a thing that's going on, and there's some other stuff, and I do those things. And also Friday I do a spooky stream on the Wizards D&D Twitch channel, and it's great. And I'm gonna kill someone this week.
That is
I'm not
another
bragging.
damn fine
I'm
stream.
just being realistic.
Just
it's our guest
promising.
last week, and I haven't killed the guest yet, so
It's time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're
Ominous.
live.
I also have not killed a guest yet, so look out, Sam, I guess.
well, we
You're the
we
first
tricked them. We tricked them. We were like,
non-undead
no, you
guest
have to
we've
be here.
That is true.
Yeah, we tricked them. We were like, you have to be here 4 times. 4.
That's how you get them.
That's okay. I don't have a life except D&D, so.
And where can people find you, Robert?
Hey, I'm Robert Adichie. You can find me on Twitter at Radu76. It's RADDU76. You can find me on Patreon if you want to play games with me. I run some Dark Sun games. I run some Wrath and Glory, some Esper Genesis, a bunch of stuff. You can check me out there at patreon.com/Robert Adichie.
All right, excellent. And where can people find you, Lauren?
Oh, hi, I'm Lauren Urban. You might know me as Obo Crazy Online. I'm the community manager for D&D Beyond because, you know, I like the theme song and the people. The theme song and the people. You can also find me as Okara, the Dragonborn Cleric, on Heroes of the Veil on Wednesdays on the D&D Beyond Twitch channel. And on Mondays, my podcast comes out, Dungeon Drunks, because I also basically do D&D. If you're also in the Seattle area, I am a professional classical musician who plays on a regular basis. I've got Mahler coming up in just a couple of weeks and some Easter stuff because, you know, Easter. So you can find me on Twitter at Obo Crazy, where I basically post all of the things that I'm doing. Follow me. I love you. Bye.
That was the most Jewish
Thanks.
explanation of Easter that I've ever heard.
Kind of. It's like Christmas and Easter. I just get hired to go play music
Because-
for people.
Because Easter, yeah.
Because
I'm Jewish,
Easter.
I don't know.
And Rudy, where can people find you?
Hey, I'm on Twitter at Rudy Basso. This stream is a podcast every Wednesday. Check it out on iTunes and give her a download if you want to catch up and relive the wonder. Life is a treasure. Is that just
Life is indeed a treasure.
life is a treasure?
And I am also at don'tsplittthepodcastnetwork.com where I have
Didn't
a
say
podcast.
that, but okay. Good.
Oh.
I should
Sorry,
have.
Rudy.
You should have.
Where
Yeah,
else can
call
people
me.
find you?
Don'tsplittthepodcastnetwork.com for lots of great podcasts about D&D and other role-playing games.
Where I also am.
Oh.
And some great podcasts like Tabletop Babble, which is an RPG chat show that I host. If you like 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual plays, Dames and Dragons and Venture Maidens will likely be your jam, so you should check those out, as well as the wonderful podcast version of this show that Rudy is making for us. Also, this thing that we are playing through is an adventure. You can find it on DriveThruRPG and at roleplayingtips.com/Demonplague. It's level 1 through 20. It's 372 pages plus a bunch of awesome Kickstarter backer stretch goal reward things that were achieved. Go check it out. It's called the Demonplague, so very easy to remember. And it is a labor of love that anybody can pick up if they are interested in. And right now, we are going to give away a free PDF copy of that adventure. So, Rudy,
Yes.
if you will activate the bots.
Here we
please.
go. The bots have been activated.
Activate.
I know that sounds
That
terrible.
sounds very terrible. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Congratulations. Oh, Shortman Ian, who left earlier and said to give away his prize if he won, because he
Aw.
is the man.
Oh
So we're
my
going to
goodness.
re-roll this giveaway. It goes to Danny the Girl.
Yay!
825. Hey!
And the girl, you have won the giveaway. So we will be in touch via Twitch with you to get that. But guess what?
Oh,
There was a second natural 20 rolled.
there was.
There was.
And this
which
what is
mean-
this? What are we giving away?
So we are in a great industry here, and the Dungeon Masters Guild Rain bundles are still available. The proceeds go to the Rape, Abuse, Incest, and National Network, right? Anyway, Rain, which is a great organization, and there's only a few days left, so I'm going to be giving away a Rain bundle as well to someone. So let's see who is going to win the epic Rain bundle to get what will also include Invasion from the Planet of Tarrasques, as well as many other awesome things.
Nice.
Baobab Bites has won the giveaway. Yay!
Yes, excellent. So that is where we are right now, and you can check us out next week when Sam will be back with us. And until then,
Don't let the Demonplague bite.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.